You know,
Ricky.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah. Winning as always.
Everyone out in Koiland all right? Just over on YouTube tonight as well. No Facebook, mate.
No. Old, what's his name?
Like us, or somebody on Facebook don't like us.
It must be Zuckerberg, mate, or whatever his name is.
I think it's probably someone closer to home.
Yeah, possibly, mate. Not sure. Right, yeah, mate.
Crazy madness. So here we are, cracking British summer once again. Perfect, ideal temperatures for ambient ponds in koi season.
Isn't it just
absolute madness? I can't remember it being this. Even Arthur this morning, cracking to the 7-year-old back at car's gone. This weather's terrible. Right. Worst summer ever since I've been born. Tell that.
Yeah, that's saying something, mate, isn't it?
But about weather.
See, like they reckon it's going to hit 50 degrees in the south of Europe this week.
Really?
Yeah, I mean that. Don't get me wrong. I don't want that because yeah, my eyebrows will fall off at that temperature. I think.
Also, yeah, glad we ain't got that. But I thought that was just quite funny. I've got a 7-year. I mean, how British is that? A 7-year-old complaining about the weather.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's just sort of in our DNA, mate, isn't it? Moan when it rains, moan when it's too hot. When it is hot, it's that muggy heat. It's not like the heat abroad.
Crazy. So we've got a nice lineup tonight, mate. I've actually had a good look at them this week. Thought I'd get a bit more tuned in.
Oh, that's good of you, mate. Yeah. Yeah, a bit of a spread, mate, isn't there?
Yeah, obviously we've got a bit of an headline for everyone this week. The koi police have been out on patrol. So I cannot believe that after 22 years in this game, I've finally been exposed for the fact I can't sex a fish.
Yeah, I know. You should, sooner you're out of business, the better, mate.
Well, that's what I've been told, so I shouldn't be in the business because I can't sex a fish. So
I fully expect everyone to have a dig at Sakai, Momotaro, Dainichi, and the likes of for unsexed fish as well, mate.
Yeah, you see, it's weird. I thought there was a difference between unknown and unsexed. I mean, to me, unsexed is we don't bother doing it.
Yeah. Price point is indicated in that as well.
Yeah, something we forgo that female tax that just gets thrown on the top. But funnily enough, we do know the gender of a few that we do often discuss live. But there we go. I'm glad to see, obviously, you guys, because you no doubt be watching. So I'm glad that the koi police is out there just keeping tabs and keeping everyone in check. Happy days and evening to you all, mate. So, yeah, should get on with it, really.
Yes, mate. Where have I gone?
Been routing through the Sakai stash as well, I see.
It's hard not to, mate. You know, I've got a bit of a soft spot, mate, for Kohaku, as you well know. And, yeah.
Plenty of them kicking around as well, mate. But how good have these things been, you know, overall?
Joking aside, it's been a bit of a... You hear the name Sakai Fish Farm banded around quite a bit, don't you? And obviously getting access to the fish, as we know in the industry, is not an easy task. And this year has been a real exposure to it, and they've not disappointed, have they?
No. So before we natter anymore, we will get this one underway, guys. So starting bid of 100, and are we increments of the $5 still at that point? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's $5 at this point, so 100, 105, and so on.
$5 increments. We got yes, Stephen, you've got it, mate. But I am going to get back to school and start mastering that now, mate. I think it'd be quite important. Yeah. So, Chris, what we got, mate? I mean, Marathon, Kohaku, Sakai, ticking a lot of boxes. That one.
Yeah, I mean, what's not to like about it, to be honest with you, mate? I mean, we've spoken quite a lot about the growth potential, size potential of these fish, but it's the skin that's really impressed me, even when they're being pushed.
Yeah,
significantly. That sort of skin quality and the benny structure is just superb. Often, as you've seen over the years, sometimes they need a little bit of a a break, don't they, off the food? But these just seem to sort of push through the gears and don't let up.
Yeah, size wise as well. I mean, obviously, folks, we're on just on YouTube tonight. I can see we're missing about half of our audience at the minute, which is frustrating. But we don't want to risk getting our page shut down after so many years of building it up. But yeah, anyway, guys. So opening bid, £100 increments of a fiver. If someone wants to get us started, top notch marathon Kohaku from Sakai. You can see everything there. Benny, lovely pattern to it as well. Nice technical pattern.
Yeah.
Strong body. Like I say, these are growing machines. I actually sent Chris a picture. I walked in this morning to sheer frustration to see a Sanke had bolted out the growing pond where these are overnight and baked itself to the floor. But I was just gobsmacked when I walked up and saw the size of the thing.
What do you think it jumped out the Nisai pond next to it?
Oh, mate. I mean, I couldn't help myself. Let's stick it on measure still. I mean, 36 cm. Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
I think the video does this fish a lot of justice with that sort of skin characteristic. Sometimes it can't be captured on a picture, but yeah just that glowy. Just envisage that fish when that head sort of has the same sort of pigment density as the white on the body. It's just going to glow. Nice bit of a dome on the back of the fish as well. Yeah, just a tidy little piece, mate.
The Shiroji's come on really well with that one at the same time. I think these have been outside a bit longer now, and it's really just allowed it to brush up a fair bit.
Yeah, agreed, mate. Yeah, it's a cracking little fish, and I think yeah, the Maritan. Ironically, I've just written a big piece on head style patterns and how it can influence the image of a fish and this, that, and the other. And it's the typical one. You got any Maritan style Kohaku, Maritan Sanke, Maritan Showa?
Yeah,
it seems to be that pattern that a lot of people identify and cling to. So yeah. I've just had a message saying we've got a bit of a lag, which tends to be the case on YouTube, which is unfortunate. But we'll persevere, see how we get on. What we tend to find is the comments start to dry up a little bit, Rick, when we get a lag. So yeah, we'll just see where we can get with that.
No, well, it doesn't look like there's much happening. So if we've not got an opening bid after this vid, we'll move on from that one, mate.
Yeah.
Like I say. Oh, there we go. Phil's jumped in anyway. I think Phil normally joins us over on Facebook, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously looking at viewing numbers. We're probably 2/3 down there or thereabouts, but it is what it is. Phil, I believe Phil picked up an absolute weapon of a Dainichi Kohaku from Matt.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Apologies if I'm getting my Phils mixed up, but I'm pretty sure it was Phil. That was a beauty of a fish. That was
nice.
Little Dainichi fish that I bagged for Matt the other day.
Happy days. So yeah, Phil, £100 increments of a fiver on this one, folks. If anybody else is interested. I say I am feeling the 4 o'clock start today. It's weighing heavy.
Yeah, you had a busy morning this morning, mate.
It was. I'm glad we've rescheduled the mornings.
Had a few messages though from dealers saying thank you very much. Fish look great. Otsuka mix has gone down very well.
Yeah, good. I've been working on that one.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
Stephen saying he couldn't find the auction on Facebook. No, because we can't. So I think we got shocked or reported or something last week. So or Facebook just found us. I think we'll call it time on this one, Chris. I think we've been long enough, mate.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Well,
absolute snip that is, but
absolutely. There we go. could be the week. I won't let this happen a second time. Make the most of it, folks.
Yeah.
Anyway, Phil, we'll call that one. So sold to you for £100, mate. Well done.
That's a banger. Right, B.
Classic
Bit more
B
obvious this one, isn't it? Classic 2-step pattern.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
Yeah, nice.
That nice head shape, that head pattern that just sits right between the eyes as well. It's got that sort of got that big fish sort of head written all
That's
over
a
it.
big thing. There's a lot of that classic U-shaped pattern amongst these.
Yeah.
And sitting with that face shape that Sakai has, it is bliss, absolutely bliss.
Well, it's that famous sort of 3-step Sakai fish that took all Japan in sort of 2015. That's like my all-time greatest Kohaku, and it's literally, you see it. It's not on the same scale, of course, because I think that was just shy of a meter. You can see that's very much ingrained in his style of Kohaku.
Yeah, no, I like it. Some nice small details on pattern just behind the head, which will kind of come to life a bit as it gets bigger. But yeah, nice piece, nice refined kiwa as well.
Skin again, mate. Skin again is just ace.
You see it on that video. So we're at 100 there, opening with Steve. So looking for 105 if anybody wants to advance that one.
Just classic textbook. What's not to like about it sort of fish, isn't it, really?
Yeah, there's a small area cut down one side that lacks that tiny bit of refinement, but other than that, that's going to look a worldie as it grows. You can see that power sat over the shoulders as well.
Yeah, that Benny structure as well. Just crazy consistent across all of them. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts.
So, like I say, we're seeing it. There's a few bids all coming in, guys, at the 100. So we're at 100, looking for 105 or more to move forward with this. But yeah, that bottom pond we've got, mate, that's a bit of it's right down the bottom end of the fish house. Obviously, it gets checked, but I've got to say, it don't quite probably get the same attention throughout the day when you tend to walk past certain ponds multiple times.
Yeah, it's
and then, like I say, just to see that this morning at 36 cm with a body it had, I was like, wow, this is nuts. And there's like 120 fish in there, I think, as well.
Yeah, I feel like you're teasing me with that pond because I'm desperate to get the seine net in there.
Well, having looked at it,
and you just keep going, no, we need a little bit more, and it's like we're gonna be able to walk over that pond soon.
It's starting to look like that. That's what happened. The Dainichi one we did the other day. That all of a sudden, just like, nah, that's too much.
Yeah. Agreed.
Time to get some out. So we're at Stephen now at 130. So anybody got any advance on 130 for us? These are all going for a snip at this kind of money as well.
Yeah, I sort of placing these in a sort of the market, and yeah, it's pretty a lot of fish for your money. Let's put it that way. When you're looking at sort of this time next year, Nisai sat at maybe, in the right pond, 40s.
Summer, it's going to have to be an heated pond.
Well, we might have an Indian summer, mate.
Crazy. 140 now, guys. So have we got any advance on 140?
See the viewing figures are creeping up now, so hopefully people are seeing the message over on Facebook page.
All building up, ready for that yellow monkey at the end. So 140, guys. Any advance on 140? Anybody got 145 or 150 for us?
Yeah, love it. That sort of price point. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cracking dorsal.
No, so we're with Steve at £140 then. Oh no, I hope we're coming. Yeah, it must be that bit of lag, mate. We've just had two come through at once.
Yeah.
Frustrating. So we are working on a system for this, guys. It's taking a bit of time because of the complexity of what we're looking to build from it and just basically advance the whole thing so it's on our own platform. But I think before the year's out, we'll hopefully be working on that one. I'm sure that the developer for this actually normally tunes in the evening. So if you're watching, Alan, pull your finger out your arse.
Yeah.
Steve now 160. Any advance on 160? In all fairness, I just spoke to him before I come on air. He's building some cracking stuff for us.
Yeah, it's. I'm not the most technical man, Ricky, as you know, but yeah, even I was quite impressed with the plans.
I love how you think, you look at something and go, yeah, that'd be great if this could just do this, without understanding sometimes the complexity that sits behind it. Brilliant.
Yeah, I might be guilty of that at times.
Ian's jumped in now. Evening, buddy. 180 for that one. So any advance on 180? Certainly, I think you could do about 10 of these out of this auction tonight and get some more fish in that pond, buddy. No, 180 we're at. So anybody got one? We can take 185 or above. Everyone seems to be going in increments of 10, so quite happy to keep that going. Apparently, we are well behind with the bids. I wonder if I can get it in on my phone, it'll be any quicker. We've got 190 now. Any advance on 190? $20 seconds behind.
So I know it's hard to put it, but I know refreshing the YouTube page brings you up to date. But if you are lagging, you won't hear me saying that.
And I've got it up on my phone now for it to be worth. But yeah, so we're at 190 now. I think it's going to be a tough one to call with what's going on, but we can roll the video once more, Chris. If we've not had another bid, we'll wrap that one up.
Yeah, cool. You know, when it's easy just to picture a fish, 4 times the size, just a real easy sort of on the eye fish, isn't it?
Absolutely. It all starts with that head pattern. It really does. So there we go. We're with Lyndon Wilson, 190. So going once, going twice, and sold for £190. Well done, mate. Oh, there we go. Stephen did drop in a bit after, but there we go. We are working with it as best as we can, guys.
Benny, skin, body.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Big fish pattern. I know it's cliche to say that, but yeah, I'm just looking at this, just sort of like with body mass on it and just going, yes, please.
Yeah, you just can't sort of get past the Benny on that one, can you?
Oh, no. To have a big step of Benny that's just got that consistency. Referring back to that All Japan winner, actually, that I sort of fell in love with, just to have that consistency and that tone.
Yeah.
Like, what's that? 75% of the distance of the body.
Yeah.
He was really tidy.
We had this week, didn't we? We're not. This is not making excuses for a lack of anything in the fish, but we've got a Sanke we're raising in with the Dainichi Kohaku.
Yeah.
This thing's going to get the pattern police absolutely going mental. But we had just admired it for its body form. Obviously, it's got lush skin quality. The pattern's massively weak on it, but the body form can't be denied, and that's the reason it's gone back in the pond again. To continue raising and appreciating that characteristic. And that is a part of koi appreciation, working within the the price realms we're at, getting a 3 out of 3 is not always that easy. And sometimes in the quality, it's about appreciating those certain qualities in a fish. And that's a good enough reason to have a fish in your pond as well. And for me, with that one, yeah, there's a lot of nice characteristics there. But just for that Benny alone, you know, that with a bit of size and scale to it's going to have such an impact if that Benny's maintained at that level.
Just the way it just breaks before the tail as well. Just, you know, that little bit of white adds that sort of harmony in the fish. I really like this fish, and it's probably one that doesn't capture the imagination at the moment, but moving forward, as that sort of body line's really tiny as well. Look at that. It's just
nice you on the head again.
Yeah.
Tidy piece. So with Mike at 100 on that one, we are increments of a fiver. So yeah, feel free, guys.
I've actually had a telephone bid, Rick, but I don't know how you feel about that. I don't know what to do. This has never happened before.
Yeah, good point.
I don't know. I don't know where we're at with that, but yeah.
Sorry, boy. 110. To be fair, mate, we need to keep it with what we're doing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because we call what's on the screen, I think it gets a bit messy if we go outside that.
Yeah, fair enough, bud.
Unfortunately. So yeah, 110 with Surrey Coy. Good evening, buddy. How you doing? Have we got any advance on 110?
Felt a bit like someone at like some of these there, like with the phones going off and.
Nice.
This is quite undervalued at the moment, mate.
Amazing that with a heavy pattern like that Odame at the back is really, really essential. It would not have been the same fish with the same impact without that. 115 with Mike. We got 120.
Yeah, it's a bit more like it.
Steve there, 125. Anybody got 130 or more for us? That U shape again on the head. I really do like that. Traditional, but it works.
So it's just probably requiring a little bit more vision with this pattern style. Perhaps the other two were a little bit more obvious in that sense. But the qualities of this fish, yeah, undeniable. Yeah. I think once that refinement happens, you got that sashie that pulls back a little bit, that body starts to open up. The qualities really start to, open up this fish.
Just one to be admired for them qualities. The patterns not, the most exciting, but those qualities are undeniable. Great piece. So we're at 125. Anybody got 130 for us on this one? You will notice on one side there's a slightly lighter scale that will have lost a scale at some point that is colouring back up and will fully colour back up. 125. Anybody got 130? Don't think I'm missing anything. I've still got it open on my phone as well. Right, looking to wrap this one up then. So we're at 125 if there's no further advances. There we go then, mate. So with Steve at 125, going once, going twice, sold. Well done, Steve. Got yourself a bargain there, mate.
Absolutely, yeah. Great piece.
There's a bit more of a pattern for people.
Yeah, a bit more of a striking appearance, this one, isn't it?
Just interestingly, obviously, that's one that, for me, I prefer some of the technical qualities of the other fish over that, being completely honest about it. For them that prefer a pattern, all there to see. So I am actually going to do something here, Chris, which I've never normally done, but I'm actually going to reduce the starting bid on this one to 50 quid. There's a couple of bits on there I'm not too happy with. There's likely going to be a little bit of secondary colour on the head. So yeah, there we go, folks. Cracking piece there still. It's got all the qualities, got the shape, got the skin, just them few little bits there that I'm not 100% pleased with. So £50 starting bid on that one, despite the £100 tag you can see.
Fair play.
There we go, Skeggy, 50 quid, mate. Nice one. So has anybody got 55 for us? Benny's popping again, though, mate, isn't it? It's just so consistent with these fish. Crazy.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, like you say, there's a little blemish on the head, but obviously that Shiroji is going to thicken up as well. So hopefully it'll be that fleshy colour will be a little less prominent moving forward as it ages. That skin thickens.
Yeah. So with Mike now at 65, anybody got 74 or Skeggy in? I can see. Yeah, that's come through loads quicker on my phone. So 70 there with Skeggy. Anybody got 75 for us? We're all prepped for shipment coming in tomorrow. You having a drive up for it, Chris?
Yeah, mate, I'll meet you there. Do you know what? That is one of the annoying things. That's one of the most buzzing moments when the fish come in.
It's a morning arrival one, mate. I'm expecting it back in the afternoon, all being well.
Yeah, it might be a stretch to get the kids to school, come up, drive back, do a shipment.
Be fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've got the helicopter anyway, haven't I? The company forgot we had the company helicopter.
80. We're now at 80 with Skeggy. Anybody got 85 for us?
Joe, what's arriving?
I couldn't tell you that, Joe. That's not live on air. Top secret information. Mike now 85. Anybody got 90? I've already told you, Joe, the Cargate heroes are growing. Just be patient. It's the biggest thing I try to teach, patience. 85. So anybody got any advance on 85? Skeggy would like the video, please.
I've just seen the size on this fish as well.
What, I've got mistakes, not down as 90 cm, is it?
No. So, what does it say? Did I misread that? 23 or 32?
To be honest, I've not even looked. 32. There we go. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Paul Hutchison now in at 90. So anybody got 95 for us? Mike straight back with 95. Anybody taking us to 100? I see numbers have picked right up now. Pretty cool.
Yeah, getting there, mate, aren't they?
So yeah, we Paul Hutchison there at 100. So we are at 105 now at this point.
Yeah, ironic that I've just done this head pattern piece because this sort of pretty much sums up the sort of like it draws you in, doesn't it? A cool head pattern. sets the tone for the rest of the fish.
Mike, 105. Anybody got 110? Skeggy is out. So anybody got 110 for us? I think looking at what's around as well, I think people would be fascinated to see. I could keep these auctions going with Class Go Sanke for probably half a year, I reckon.
I reckon you could supply half of Japan, mate, if you needed to. if things get a bit empty in the gutter.
It's starting to look pretty leery. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's certainly one for the purists, mate, isn't it?
Mike, 115 now. Anybody got 120 for us? Paul, if you're still in, let us know where you're at, buddy, please. I think as well, I don't know if it's worth picking back up on the sweet conversation, Chris, but I didn't tell you, did I? I discovered a Haribo store.
Haribo store?
Yeah, so I went out pan shopping.
What, in Retford?
No. It was.
I was going to say, I'll be all over that.
Just off at M1 near Derby. So I went out pan shopping, of all things. And at this place, just happened to have this Haribo store, and my God,
next level.
Healthy. Well, they do everything up to 3 kilo bags, every type of Haribo.
Oh, Jesus. Not seen them in the office, mate.
I didn't have enough arms to carry it all.
Yeah, I can imagine, mate.
What a place.
Sounds it, yeah.
Didn't buy any pans. Just got bags of Haribo.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he did the right thing, mate, I think.
Class. Paul's out anyway on this one. Sorry, I got distracted with that, guys. So we're at 115 with Mike. We'll wrap that one up now. So I don't think we've got any more bids coming in, but needless, we'll do going once, going twice, and sold to Mike for 115. Well done, mate. Good little competition there on that one.
Sorry, Rick, I've just seen a comment there by Susie. You can get axolotl Haribos now. Is that axolotl shaped Haribo or Haribo for your axolotls?
I'm going to say because they creep me out, them things.
Mate, they're incredible animals, they are.
Really freak me out.
That they can what's the term where you just sort of change species? They can just turn into a lizard one day if they want.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
I like that. A nice piece there, mate.
Yeah. So again, sort of gone a little bit mad. Morph, that's the word. Yeah. Interesting. There you go, Rick. Get me a bag of them next time you're up.
Yeah, strong. This kind of shape. So obviously we're starting at 100 on this one, increments of a £5, but sort of body looking a little bit more slender at the minute. But this is the type you can really push on and go quickly. You know, it's going to fill out. I like that taper. You can really see the backbone protruding on that one really strongly off the back of a really big head. And I mean, yeah, the quality of the Shiroji on that face is lovely, actually.
Again, just that sort of feed, grow, increase that body mass. And yeah, it's a relatively easy fish to read. Again, sort of on that lateral side, you just see those little intricate windows of Shiroji as well that are going to come a bit more prominent as the fish sort of builds in mass. It's actually got, you can't see it, but it's got quite, well, very tidy Kiwa formation all along that lateral side. So yeah, quite a nice technical aspect to the pattern there as well.
It is. See the Marizomi Kiwa forming throughout, which has been quite a strong characteristic in these as well. Nice piece. So say £100 to start bidding on that one, guys.
Benny again, stand out. That is, I mean, we talk about the Benny, but it's only demonstrated so well because the Shiroji in a lot of these fish is so good. It's that contrast that you get. I know it's a bit of a show sort of word, but it is true. You know, you get that contrast in the pigments. Can have one good color, but it needs that other color alongside it to create that contrast in intensity.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually really surprised at the Paul Collier openers up there with a bid on 100. Thank you. Yeah, how that Shiroji's come on in the time these have been outside, to be honest.
I think that is one thing, isn't it? Like often from a dealer, you get a snapshot of the fish, don't you? You know, they come in, you purchase them in Japan, they come in, they leave, sort of thing, and you don't get that exposure to individual fish and seeing their traits. So obviously, when we're sticking them in the grow-on pond and we know they're on a bit of colour food, we know that they're heavy on food and heat and etc. Often it's going to take away from that Shiroji a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when they go outside, they do retract quite quickly, don't they?
Yeah, we're getting back to conditioning instead of raising. But I'm impressed with how quickly they've come up. Nice to see. So Paul Collier at 100 on that one. Anybody got 105 or above to advance on that one?
Yeah, you see that formational on the lateral side of the pattern there a bit more with that video as it comes round again.
Nice simple pattern again as well.
Yeah, agreed, mate.
I got someone asking about the viewers. I've got no idea, but we can see it. There's 156 people live on the stream at the minute, so I've got no idea what it's saying about the chat, to be honest. We can see plenty of activity. Paul, 100. Looks like you're walking away with this one, mate, to be honest.
Yeah.
So if nobody else has got a bid, we'll wrap that one up. So Paul, we going once, going twice, and sold to Paul Collier for £100. Well done, mate.
Banger.
So I believe we've got a bit of Sumi thrown into the mix next. Now you'll see there is honestly, this fish is insane, and there's only one little reason why it didn't make it further in the growing pond. And as you look at it, you might see there's just a faint kind of pink scale sat under the skin. And I would personally, I'm unsure whether the Shiroji is going to thicken and cover it, but there is a chance, there's a possibility. But what a piece! To be honest, I'm even looking at it now, thinking I should have get it a shot and just left it in there.
Also, that Sumi sort of development as well. It's the off chance that it could just pop up.
I think there's half a chance, looking, mate. If it doesn't sell, I'll be going and bagging it up and floating it back in there. But yeah, I mean, proper Sakai-esque Sanke in it. I mean, look at the Sumi placement, Subo Sumi on mass as well, which is just amazing to see. All that skin quality again. I think you can see it more so as well, the body quality of that one on the video. Cracking piece.
Really strong body. It's just the difference between having a fish that's sort of 34 cm with body and without is a massive difference.
Yeah,
that impression that the fish give.
Yeah. So let's roll that video again, mate. So we've got a starting bid of 350 on this one, and increments will be £10 if we get that far.
It's 2 year in the future sort of fish, that is, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, again, so we're sorting through the Sakai, and this is actually one from the Dragon Ball lineage as well. So a further sort of nice touch to add to it, but sorting through the pond where these have been with the Dainichi Kohaku, and I'm just so impressed with how they've kind of caught up growth wise because they've always been a bit behind. At one point, I took them out of the pond, put them to another so they could kind of come back, and then they've been reintroduced when they kind of leveled up a bit, and they really have gone from strength to strength. But yeah, I can really see that Sakai body coming in a lot of them now. Cracking. And this was not long out of the growing pond either. So there's an element of the Shiroji's not 100% at the minute, but the more time it spends in the outdoor ponds, that's going to come back in no time at all. I mean, just look at that Benny quality.
So it looks like we've got quite a lot of admirers, Rick, but perhaps no bidders on this one, mate. So it looks like it's going to be heading back in the pond.
Devastated. Cool. No, I think we'll move on from that one. Next lot, another nice potential piece. I think this kind of Sanke, you do actually have to be able to picture it a little bit with what's going to happen with that Sumi kind of mid-body, with what will happen with that Sumi. I can see from the Sumi style, you can see it actually just behind the first Dana Benny where it's breaking, almost like kind of black dust behind it, where that's actually breaking the surface of the skin. And yeah, that's a typical Sakai Sumi trait, to be honest with you. It can tend to come from nowhere, developing there in the top of the skin, and then just absolutely blossoming. When you start kind of looking at that Sumi potential on that pattern, you've got the hell of a fish in the making there.
Yeah, that bit of Tajima in the fin as well. That sort of indication of that Sumi style. It is thick and black as anything. Probably not demonstrated too well because it's tucked in on the body a little bit.
Yeah,
but yeah, that first Sumi line on that fin, yeah, is a pretty strong indication. If that is the style of Sumi that's going to come on the body, which we know there's a good chance. Yeah, you're in for a bit of a treat moving forward.
Absolutely. So just as with the previous one, viable, Sakai Jumbo Tosai 35 cm, starting bid of 350, increments of a tenner if we do get started. But yeah, what's not to love about a Sakai Sanke? Just took it a bit far. I'm hoarding them now.
Well, you know what they say, mate. You can never have too many Sakai Sanke, I think.
Or Shiros, or Kohaku.
Yeah, or Tamasaba.
They are doing insane, though. I was showing one at customers earlier. I'm really glad to see that it's actually catching on a bit now as well.
Slowly, isn't it?
There's demands, people starting to ask for them and understanding them a bit more. I think the videos we've done, it's actually introduced a lot of people to them. It's like Crafty's managed to make his way on. Evening, buddy. So yeah, guys, we'll not leave this one too much longer, but starting bid 350 if anybody is interested. If not, it will happily go back into the pond.
You watching anything decent at the moment, Rick? moving on from the sweet discussion. If anyone's got any recommendations.
I love a food conversation, particularly right now because I'm absolutely Hank Marvin.
Mate, I had a katsu earlier.
What, did you make it?
No.
Well, what's that all about?
Well, there's a Japanese place down the road, and I had it last night. Yeah.
I make a pretty evil one of them from scratch. Every single bit of it, mate.
Yeah. Oh, I had it, didn't I? You did make it for me.
Did you? Oh, there you go. One of the privileged ones. There you go. I'm sure it was impressive.
Oh, mate. I mean, you're never going to beat that. What's that curry that they serve in that restaurant? The
Filipino one.
Oh, my days.
Calderetta, it's called. That is insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
I fear the day that place closes.
Oh, I don't think anyone's going to go to Nagata anymore.
Buffalo chicken wings, Joe. Love it. Anyway, guys, we're going to pull this one out now. No interest in it. So we shall move on to the next one. Dainichi Nisai Kohaku, that we could actually sex. This fish is female. Bit of a beast. Really.
Yeah, I'm just sort of picturing this. Obviously, I know Ricky will say it as well, but sort of having been pondside at Dainichi, trying to purchase Tosai, let alone Nisai, your budget don't go far. I can assure you that.
No, it's completely removed from the normalities of
the world.
Yeah, the world. So yeah, 50 cm Nisai female, raised here since Tosai. It has the original breeder's certificate with it as well. And we've got a starting bid of 500 on this one.
Again, a valuable piece, mate, isn't it? You know, the way it's got to be viewed is there's no chance of replacing that fish anywhere near that price point.
Yeah, I mean, just interestingly, it was one that it's lacking in body a little bit, which will come back. You can see it in the structure, but it was a smaller fish that's been competing against some very, very big dominant males in the pond, you know. So, well, yeah, you get that right in the right environment, get some food down it. It's going to go an absolute treat. Nice piece. And this was actually one I had at the Secret Sanke event.
Yeah.
In Alan's judging seminar. Really nice piece. Yes, Joe, it's got a giant head, mate. Typical Dainichi. I actually had a guy from Holland phoning through the Wholesale WhatsApp and wanted to talk about yellow monkeys. He's managed to acquire a couple. And he was worried. He was worried that the body was too powerful for their age. He's not used to having other lineages of Karashi goys that tend to grow a bit longer first. It's like, you know, they've been feeding for a little while and all of a sudden they're just huge around the shoulders. And, you know, that's Dainichi for you, and that's especially the yellow monkeys. Crazy, crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's not right, mate. I think I said in the trailer for this one, the tagline for those should be built differently.
Yeah, it's awesome. And now, again, the male ponds, the Nisai growing through to Sanzai, again, they've kind of just hit the stride all of a sudden, and the power that's developing is just nuts. Absolutely nuts. But yeah, once again, guys, I am starving, so I'm not going to hang around too much on this one. All I can think about is getting home and making some burgers, to be honest with you.
Burgers?
I can't beat making a burger, mate.
Yeah, fair play, mate. Fair play.
It's looking well, though.
So, yeah, move on to third from last fish, I guess. Looking at it.
Yes. Wow, that's coming at a size, isn't it?
Mate, there's some lumps in that pond.
Yeah. So this is a male piece, Omasako. Been in, to be fair, these come from a pond where I had like 98 of these, and it just happened to be at the point where the real excessive temperatures hit, and we was at just over 30 degrees in the pond, and I just couldn't keep the weight on the things, so got them moved outside where they are on a bit more food now. So yeah, that is going to quickly rebuild that body for sure. You can see there it's got all the structure for it, even as a male fish, that body's going to build again. But Omasako Showa are quite the specialty. Pretty rare as well, quite hard to get hold of. But the big thing with these was the crossing of Shirotsauri back into the line. that they did, which really you get Sumi and Shiroji on these things just on another level. And it really is. It's like I say, there's not many, but they've had some big show successes with them over the years. That farm just seems to, whatever they put their hand to, they do it differently. They do it their way and do it on a whole new level. It's awesome.
Mm.
So yeah, it was nice to get some of them amongst this batch, to be fair. I managed to tuck a few away for a rainy day.
Yeah, I see that.
But yeah, nice piece. Let's say if you can look back, the fact that it does need, you know, the right environment, a bit of food chucking down it. You look at that skin quality, look at the Sumi pattern potential as well, kind of where it's sat, where it's laid. Beautiful piece. Motogoro coming up in the fins as well. Nice fish.
Mm. Nice fish. Few admirers, but maybe not tonight, mate.
I think not. Should we move on from that one?
Well, I think so, mate. Yeah.
Absolutely. Next one, then. What have we got? Oh, another one. A proper lively piece, isn't it? That.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of. I think the video does this a bit more justice because I think there was a bit of water movement when the picture was taken.
Yeah. Again,
a bit of a wave.
This is a male fish from the same batch, and I don't really need to say too much more about that one, to be honest. These are all fish, you know, I'll actively get that body back themselves here, but I mean, just look at the quality of that. It is insane. Killer pattern, ticks every box on the pattern. Sumi quality, amazing.
Yeah, proper textbook Ginrin Shiro, that is, mate.
Absolutely.
Ginrin's very good as well.
Yeah, sucker punches me that. I've Ginrin Show or Ginrin Shear. I don't know what it is. You chuck that Ginrin on top, and I'm even more mad for him. Oh no, Colin's just got his electric bill. Sorry to hear that, mate. I really am.
I've got a few customers that've got a trick for that, Colin.
Yeah, what a piece.
Yeah, I've got an image of that in sort of 4 months' time and a bit of body on it, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we're coming towards the end of the video. If we've got no openers on that one, we're going to move on to the last lot, which I think we'll do. Joe, if we can, mate, please. The yellow monkey, I believe. So this one apparently has. Oh, there we go, straight in. Yeah, crossbred with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mate, I wouldn't back chat this fish.
You see, this is the interesting bit. That kind of power in that body, you would question its ability to really kind of grow. But given what size is it at already?
It's on the picture. Yeah. There you go.
42 cm already. I think, yeah, it kind of dismisses that bit straight away. Crazy. But this is one thing these are doing, though. The power in them is absolutely insane. This body will stay the same. This is not going to be one that levels out at some point. It's always going to be heavy in that shoulder region. Absolutely no doubt about it. But you can see the prominence of the backbone running through the middle. Same stuff, the quality of that Ginrin again, the colour. These things are really, really off the chain.
It's that tone as well, isn't it? That tone of colour.
Yeah. And right now, Eric, at 500, we are increments of £10 on this one. If not, Eric is going to get one of these at an absolute snip because every other one we've done has gone mental. Really, really mental. The last of them, mate, as well, from my end. I have got one reserved to my private collection. We'll have to prize out my cold dead hands. Oh, what we've got going on here. That bid might not actually have been for. So we're with Mike 10 on that one anyway, but I think in the background we might have had Eric actually bidding on the Ginrinchiro, which I'll let Joe, I'll let you figure that one out with Eric. But for now, we're with Mike anyway at this one at 510.
It's you know, when you see that sort of pond side at Dainichi, when you just got those absolute breeze blocks.
Yeah,
the heads of the fish are like the size of dustbins.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy. I'll never forget last year as well. I had, it was last year before actually, my first Dainichi batch. And I had Big Bang, if you remember. I was going to say her, but him. And I never forget that body. It carried a body. It was actually, I thought it was short bodied for at least 3-4 months into its growing period. And I'd seen what it had done, the growth. That was the bit I couldn't question. It was absolutely flying. And yeah, I thought, where do we head with this one? So it was a real tough, because it was an expensive fish as well. But obviously the whole point of them was learning about them. So kept it anyway. Weren't going to just let it go. And sure enough, as it tends to happen, it kind of just leveled out a bit. Always had that, but as more length come in, but obviously it was undeniable. It was a 50-odd centimetre Nisai that went on more and more behind that. Absolutely cracking piece. So anyway, we're with Mike at 510 on this one. So just roll that video again, please, guys.
I think it's always an interesting one, isn't it? Because with this particular lineage, this particular variety from this breeder, I don't think people are fully aware of the sort of prices that they command at the auction, Rick. And they tend to go at the auction, don't they, mate?
Oh, yeah, completely wild. I mean, there's just not many in circulation. Absolutely crazy. I know Crafty's actually stole my absolute best Nisai one away the other day, which was an interesting battle. So
that's the genuine reality, though. You try and pick one of these up, it's not happening very easily.
Yeah, crazy. So that was 61, 62 cm Nisai, I think. Just absolutely wild. You should have seen colour of it as well. With Mark now at 520. So anybody got 530 for us with this one? Anybody got 530?
It's a beast.
It is, mate. And I've actually, the only one left swimming around in that pond is even more of a spectacle. So it's actually, I did sell it to Sunnybank Koi, got it growing here with me. And she was 65 cm, I think, at Nisai. 63 or 65. I can't remember, but I'm anticipating we'll probably hit 72 cm Sansai at the very least. I'm hoping to get it beyond, but you just see the body of the thing. It is mental. Absolutely mental. So Mike back in at 530. Anybody got 540 for us?
My phone's on fire tonight, mate. Like a boy hotline, mate.
550 with Mark. Anybody got 560 for us? I think it's looking like we're between Mike and Mark at the minute. Mike back there with 560. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Mark, we got any reply on that one? You actually see the video as well. The width of the head, absolutely mental, which is really going to show through as it gets bigger. So we're at 560. Mark's out on that one, so I'm guessing possibly no new guys in. But let's, Joe, if we just roll that video one final time. If we've got no more bids, we'll wrap it up. Yeah, the width on that head, the mouth. Going to be a lump.
Yeah, that's a given, mate. That one. It's yeah.
That's the interesting thing with bone structures. You have to remember there's not just a single bone structure that fits. You know, we've got an ideal, but bone structures are different across different fish. There's variations of bone structure. This is the bone structure of a fish that's going to be heavy shoulders, that kind of big, heavy volume around that, slightly stouter, but still with that potential to grow, knowing the genetics.
Obviously, at 42 cm,
it's just different. A lot of people have this kind of submarine, you know, idea in their head from years ago, and Sakai fish have this as well. Actually, one of the biggest ones is Sakai Kohaku. They are fascinating because they actually grow quite lumpy at 2 years old. Tosai to Nisai, they look stout as hell. Sansai to Yonsai, all of a sudden they just level out. Absolutely crazy. So, yeah, you've got to remember that, guys. I see it going on in chat a bit. Bone structures do differ. There's not just one template that fits all. You naturally have a different bone structure between Showa and Sanke. You know, it's just how it is. Oh, Mark's decided to come back in 570. That weren't even intentional, that. So, Mike, are you still playing or not? Mike back there with 580. And yeah, that's where I think this is one thing that Sakai actually really did for. Mike's come back there. I've got Mike's 580 bid on. There we go. Yeah, Sakai, obviously that Sakai body style, it's become so ingrained in people that now that's like, a lot of people think that's the default kind of bone structure for Kohaku and Sanke. When it's far, far from it. That's the Sakai bone structure and characteristic, and that will differ in those fish than it will in Matsunosuke. As many of us know, Matsunosuke is a completely different body setup and style and structure to that of Sakai. So, yeah, bone structures there's not that one uniform template. You do bear that in mind. And even amongst these yellow monkeys, the whole batch, there's been loads of different body variations. Even amongst this I speak of, the one that Crafty's got, again, completely different body to the one that's still here, that's lumping on size. Even amongst them, the one that's here has got the structure I know can grow ridiculously big. The one at Craft is the body's a bit heavier, but it's still got mass growth potential. It's a 60 odd centimeter Nisai. It's just a different shape. It's a different structure.
I think it's a different conversation if you know that the fish hasn't got the ability to sort of grow, and obviously knowing how young this fish as well, it's not of a massive concern at this point. And again, knowing from looking at the auctions, as you will know better than anyone, Rick, you don't get a lot for your money from Dainichi with this variety.
No, I've had plenty of education in that. Absolutely crazy.
So, all relative, mate.
Absolutely. So, Mike, we're at 580. Oh, Crafty.
He wants everyone in the land.
Brilliant. Crafty right the last 590. So, Mike, are you going to take that away from him for 600? So with Crafty 590, Mike, I just appreciate. Oh, there we go. We know where he's at. 600. So both you guys, Crafty, Mike, I'll let you run with it for a few minutes. Just let me know where you're both at, in or out, please.
I believe we might have a bit of a duel on our hands here, Rick.
I think another bit to bear in mind, which is important in this, with looking at the body and the structure, there's still actually a nice little taper at the back end of the fish. That's really important because body concerns for me, when people are concerned maybe about bodies being too short, you often need to look more at the peduncle than the front of the fish. Because when the fish at this age get too thick around the peduncle, too much width, too much height, they're often the ones that have body issues moving forward. See that, got all the power on the shoulder, just the right amount of length, and then it tapers into that peduncle, which is everything we need to see.
Yeah, I think when you obviously we can take a different dimension looking at the fish, but the fact that it hasn't got a belly either. If this fish was to have that sort of deep belly, but it's got a straight belly line, so the height is in the skeletal structure of the fish rather than sort of a bellied out sort of body, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, I think me and Joe will fight over that then. Straight back in at 640. And yeah, and just needless to say, folks, it's fair play if you want to know. But we, any of these fish, if we have any doubts over what they're going to deliver moving forward, they just won't make it in. Or if they're in, we'll be open and honest about it, like we always have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with Mike now at 640, Crafty, let me know where you're at, buddy, please. Pec fins are nice and elegant as well, Chris, aren't they, actually? I'm just looking at that in picture.
Yeah, not being facetious, but pec fins are massive for me. Like Joe is with dorsal fins. I can't. Pec fins, they just, they carry the fish for me. And
they're a big one.
Massively important. Massively important.
Really big one. Crafty, come on, mate, let us know. Richard, not a night on the town, mate, but I have been up since 4. I was packing fish very, very early. Top of playing football last night. Always takes it out of me a bit on a Wednesday, mate.
For me, I am. I have a 1-year-old. I have a 1-year-old, so that's my excuse.
Mike, we're at 660 now. Not letting Crafty get away with this one. Savage piece. I think actually the picture shows its truest form the best. I think on the video it captures it a bit kind of front heavy. Crafty 670.
I think it would be safe to say that we've got most young monkeys at any one facility in the UK right now.
Mike 680. Crafty straight back. I'm going strong with this one.
I must admit though, when they first sort of started hitting these shores, I was a tad dubious, but then having sort of seen them absolutely explode, I never thought you'd have told me 10 years ago like a Ginrin Karashigoi would be like one of the go-to varieties. I would have gone, nah.
This is why I'm here to lead the way, buddy.
Oh, did you give Dainichi the idea, did you?
Just evening, Evo. How you doing, buddy?
But it's just love the colour on them as well.
It's just when a top breeder takes something as boring and dross as a Ginrin Karashigoi, that's just the difference, instantly just put that body difference on him, and that's changes everything. Body is just so important. Coupled, like I say, with what they're doing growth wise, it's mental.
There's the Ginrin as well, and like the ability, like often when you try and compound all these elements, you know, put the color in, put the body in, put the Ginrin in. Normally, at one point, something is restricted.
Yeah. Like, wow. And the best bit about all this is, I'm led to believe, again, still more digging needed, but all this at Dainichi has come from that one initial Botan spawning all them years ago. And they've slowly
varieties, yeah.
That's the bit I really like about all this. They have really produced everything there from ground zero. Taking them through all the generations of producing more and more different offspring from them spawnings, integrating other bits and bobs. Just phenomenal stuff. And that's how you create true lineages of quality and of value. You know, this is not just a random parent set thrown together. It has really been produced now over a long period of time. Impressive. So Mike's told us he's out. So Crafty, you're in there at 7:30, mate. We're going to wrap that one up. So going once, going twice, sold to Crafty for 7:30. Well done, mate. Another one for the shot collection. So if you are after one of these, I'm all out. You probably need to see Crafty, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
but it's worth it. Honestly, it's worth a trip just to see the big one that's there, the Nisai, because honestly, it is phenomenal. Scale perfect as well. It really is sensational. And apologies to Richard for us both looking knackered. We'll try better next week. We'll try and get some sleep.
I looked all right.
You did, mate, to be fair. I feel shot, so I know I must look it. And I'm hungry, don't help. So
no.
There we go. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. We're going to see. I don't know what we're going to get done with the whole Facebook situation, but for now, YouTube will be here every week, and then let's see where we get with the Facebook side of it. But be sure to tune in on here at the very least. And I'll be back tomorrow evening. I say that, guys. Just bear in mind if the shipment happens to run over or run late, it will end up getting question time. Will get kind of cancelled last minute. So look out for that. I will try my best. Hopefully the A1 will be kind to us. No, that's what I thought. There we go. Anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. And hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow night.